Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of Beware the Board, a horror podcast where we watch a randomly selected horror movie every week. Except this time,
We're not doing that.
Ben.
Yeah, I'm Ben, by the way. Hi, how you doing?
Hi.
You should know me by now, I hope.
Yeah, I would hope so. I'm Bob, by the way, if you didn't know. So this week we're not watching a movie. We're not doing anything too crazy, actually. We're just gonna essentially wrap up the board and talk about all the individual movies that we watched and talk about the ratings we gave them, why we gave them what we did, our thoughts on them compared to the other movies in every category. We're basically gonna do a bunch of questions and answers.
It's the wrap-up. We wrap up.
Yeah, we're wrapping it up,
And then also we're setting up next week,
which I'm fucking
which is just our
excited
next board.
for.
So I guess we should probably start with our thoughts on this board.
Sure, we can
Yeah.
start there. That works for me.
Because otherwise we're just going to want to talk about the next board.
Yeah, I really want to. I'm so excited to reveal to you what my categories are. I think one of my categories' names is extremely funny, but we might have to not use it because it might be offensive.
Oh, boy.
Well, no, my name itself isn't offensive, but the implication of the name is offensive.
It's because of the implications.
It's the implication, of course. All right, well, let's start with the categories on the board we just finished.
Yeah, so we had pseudo-documentaries, which was my category.
Yep.
Our random was demonic possession.
Yep.
And then Bob's category was parasites.
Parasites.
So, how do you think the board as a whole turned out?
I like this one.
You liked it?
More than the first one.
I think it was much better than the first one.
Me too, but I think that's just because the content's evolving, right? We're just getting better at this.
I think it's partially that, but I think we did a better job at picking categories that would make good board movies.
Yes, I completely agree with that. I think demonic possession was killer. I think Parasites was good. I think this was overall a better experience.
Although I will say, not the scariest board ever.
No, I was so worried when we started
In
because
fact,
I didn't know what you were going to do to me.
I would go far enough to say that the horror was specifically on one side of the board and not the other two sides.
Yeah, I would agree with that
Might have
mostly.
been heavily weighted towards my category.
Heavily. And demonic possession. Those are the two that really got me.
Yeah, it's kind
Well,
of in the middle.
you know, I had some moments.
All right, so I guess first and obvious question, what was your favorite category? And then your least
See,
favorite
that's so
category.
hard. That is so hard because
Not like specific to that genre, but like out of the categories on the board with those three movies.
yeah, I think I had. So here's my thing. My favorite is not going to be the one that I thought had the best movies. My favorite is going to be the one that I think I
Overall,
had the most fun with.
yeah, that's fair.
Which is tough because I really like some of the individual movies in certain categories, but I don't like some of the other ones, which is the problem.
Yep.
Because it means I can't pick them as my favorite because the spectrum is too high, right? I think my favorite category is probably demonic possession
All right.
because I think it had the most quality movies while still maintaining fun, and I enjoyed them the most, I think.
Okay.
Because like I like Splinter a shit ton. I really like that movie, but Dreamcatcher is fine. And that really brings Parasites down for me, right? And then for your category, I like all the movies. I just
They weren't the most enjoyable at
They-
times.
it's not that they weren't enjoyable either. This is hard because the caliber of movie in the demonic possession category is high. The Exorcist is on there,
Yeah.
right? Emily Rose is fantastic. Deborah Logan,
Stinker.
stinker movie, but I like the concept and it actually scared the piss out of me. So that was a positive for me.
All right.
Your category is tough because while I enjoyed all the movies,
They're a different experience.
they're a different experience, and I did not enjoy them as much as the Possession movies because the Possession movies were more akin to a classic sort of horror feel.
Does that mean the Parasite was the least enjoyable category?
Yeah, my own category was least enjoyable, but I don't think that was. I think that was the category
All right.
because the standout for me from Parasites was definitely Splinter. Slither is fine, and I like it, and it sort of toes the line between campy and horror. And then Dreamcatcher, for reference, I started reading Dreamcatcher like the book
Yeah.
recently. It's so
It's
much
good.
better. It's so much better than the movie, like a gabillion times. I can't even fathom how much better the movie
How you
could
mess
have
up
been.
that bad?
Yeah, how you fuck it up that bad.
Yeah. I mean, I get why, but it
Yeah.
was pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
In
In terms of an adaptation,
all right. So for me, I think a category as a whole.
Yeah.
For its like tonal consistency and overall enjoyment, I think it's probably demonic possession. Emily Rose and The Exorcist just go together very well.
they're very good.
And even Deborah Logan kind of goes well with that. It's
Yeah.
not necessarily the greatest movie ever,
but it fits.
I think those three stack together well and vibe in a way that was just all around a good experience, especially on the podcast.
Oh yeah.
Because, like, just because the movie's great and we have 3 great movies in a category doesn't necessarily mean that's a great, like, board spot.
Yeah, of course.
You know? On the other hand, I think, like, the worst category for this board, not the worst, but, like, the least enjoyable category for this board was probably pseudo-documentaries.
Really?
Actually. Yeah. Because, like, I don't know. I mean, I think the movies turned out fine.
Sure. That's fair.
But only
I think we got a better episode of Dreamcatcher than that movie deserved.
But only, like, one of the big movies from my category was like, wow, that really deserves a place on the board. The other two were kind of just like, okay.
Yeah, I mean
thought.
they're good. I like Poughkeepsie Tapes. I think it's an unnerving, interesting introspection into a killer, right?
Yeah.
And I like The Bay, but my problem,
Like, it's an interesting category. I'm glad we got to get it on the board because I really wanted to point attention to it.
I'm glad we watched them too. I enjoyed all those movies.
I just felt like Lake Mungo was the real one that I was like, I want on this board no matter what.
I mean, yeah,
The other two I was
it's great.
kind of iffy on. And I just felt like, compared to Parasites, where I think Splinter kind of deserved to go on there because it's pretty
That
cool.
movie's cool.
And Slither also kind of deserves to
Slither
go on
does
there.
deserve a spot. And I think if I had watched that at a younger age, I would have enjoyed it
And,
more.
you know, Dreamcatcher, well, it wasn't a good movie. It was kind of fun to have on there as a Stephen King thing.
Yes.
Um,
And I'm glad we watched it because now I'm reading the book and I'm having a great time.
So, you know, that's that for me.
That's fair.
Next major question, least favorite and most favorite movie for each category. So we're going to start with pseudo-documentaries, which, real quickly, those movies were The Bay in
Yep.
spot 1, Like Mungo in spot 2, and then I believe
The Poughkeepsie
The
Tapes.
Poughkeepsie Tapes in spot 3.
Yeah, I think
So-
that's
Let's start with least favorite.
least favorite between. I mean, this is gonna sound bad, but it's the Poughkeepsie Tapes, and it's
Yeah.
not because I don't like that movie. It's a good movie. My thing with that movie is it's unnerving, but it's not scary,
Yeah.
right?
Also, I like to point out our least favorite and most favorite are not related to necessarily the ratings we gave
Yeah,
a
that's
film.
Yeah, that's completely fair. I just I feel bad saying that it's my least favorite when I enjoyed the movie, right?
Because it's also like how well we enjoyed it and not
Mhm.
necessarily what our rating of it as a movie is.
Yeah, that's
But-
fair.
Just thought I should say that really quick.
Mhm.
So-
Yeah, the Poughkeepsie Tapes my least favorite, just because the Bay scared the shit out of me because I'm afraid of that specific type of thing, right?
Yeah.
That scared me. And then Lake Mungo is just a really fucking good movie.
Yeah. I mean, I think the
Like-
Poughkeepsie Tapes was also my least favorite just because I think it's really cool
It is very
and
cool.
it does a good job of capturing like a very early 2006 documentary.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. There's just,
I mean, Lake Mungo does it better.
it just
Straight
feels
up.
like there's not a lot to it.
No, it's not. Yeah, there's no depth, right? It's just sort
Yeah.
of you're experiencing this guy kidnapping women and killing them.
And it does some things really, really well.
Yeah.
But it's, I think I said this on the episode, but it's one of those films where I watched one time and I don't talk about a lot.
Yeah.
Except for someone I watched it with.
Mm-hmm.
What's your most favorite?
I see. Lake Mungo is so good.
Yeah.
Lake Mungo is fantastic,
But did you like The Bay more?
but the Bay scared the shit out of me. And
is that what determines it for you?
well, rarely do we get a movie that really, really freaks me out like that. This board, there were only like 2 that
I know, but
really
you
got
like
me
being
good.
freaked out more than you did the actual good movie.
That's what I'm debating right now
Okay.
because the level of freakage got high.
Well, while you're debating that, my favorite's Lake Mungo. That's
Yeah,
why I chose that category. I really like that movie.
I think I have to agree with you.
It's our second 5 on the podcast.
I think the only one. No, we weren't rating for Black Christmas, were we?
We weren't rating it for Black Christmas.
Yeah. So yeah, that's only our second one. We
Yeah.
rated a 5, even though Black Christmas
I'll
deserves
mention this
it.
again. I gave what's it called?
Which
Nope,
one?
a 5.
Nope.
But then that was
Turned down to 4.5.
a 4.5 when we remembered that we could do halves.
Yep.
Bob, this is only a 5 for me. Bob didn't give it a 5
Yeah.
because he's a loser. But that
Okay.
film's just really good.
It's just. It's a
And
good
also, I
movie.
think it just does the category a lot better than The Bay.
yeah,
like
that's completely fair.
The Bay works as that style, but it technically could have worked as something else
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
with a lot of reworking. But all right, my next one is possession movies. And I guess it's technically specifically demonic possession movies.
So here's where I come at an impasse.
What's your least favorite?
Deborah Logan. That's
I was
easy.
gonna say
That's easy.
You're like an impasse. I didn't like Deborah Logan.
It's not
there's
that I
some-
don't like it.
There's some cool concepts.
Yeah.
The
that's
idea
the
of
problem.
her being like possessed by a demon person thing.
Cool. Such
Cool.
a cool concept.
The idea that like her physical state and her mental state specifically affect how the possession's working, even cooler.
Awesome.
That's why it went on the board, because it's so almost original. But then it could have been so much better.
That is my problem with that movie is the potential for a great movie is there, and just the way they did it. The execution was way off for me.
Now, favorite movie, though.
Here's my problem.
You should not have a problem with this. Oh, I guess, though, it's not related to rating, though.
No.
It's your own personal enjoyment.
Exactly. And while, listen here. Emily Rose is great. That movie's fantastic. I like the movie a shit ton, okay? I can't not say The Exorcist, because The Exorcist, for me, was one of the first scary movies I ever saw, and it kept me from watching scary movies until I was 23? I just didn't do it because I was fucking scared. I was
Basically
terrified.
Until this podcast.
Until this podcast started. I have to give it to The Exorcist. That movie, like I've said before, I think it's damn near perfect. And my only problem with it is just the fact that I didn't watch it when it came out, basically.
Yeah, because you're too exposed to other things that
Yeah,
are based on
that's it. Like that's my only problem with that movie, and that's not even a problem with the movie. That's a problem with me.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm in the same boat. Like, Emily Rose is decent, but it doesn't measure up to The Exorcist.
No.
The only difference is there's some modern things in Emily Rose, which
Yeah.
are not super modern nowadays, because that
Yeah.
film is from 18 years ago,
God,
2005.
I feel like an old man.
But obviously, some modern things can make it more applicable.
Yeah, to us and our experience,
that's
right?
an issue when you get to really old movies. But
Yeah.
just The Exorcist is so good, and it sets up so many different like tropes for
Mhm.
that genre that
Yeah.
it's impossible to, like, even if you have seen the film before and are hyper exposed to like demonic possession films, it's interesting getting to watch it and being like, oh, this trope of the power of Christ compels you is
Yeah.
specifically just ripped from this movie.
Yeah.
So yeah, pretty straightforward so far.
Yeah.
The last one is Parasites. What was your least favorite film on Parasites, Bob?
If I could throw a curveball.
You're not going to throw me a curveball, though, are you? Are you really going to tell me that your least favorite film wasn't Dreamcatcher? Because that was my least favorite film.
So this is based purely on enjoyment, right?
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed Dreamcatcher more than I enjoyed Slither.
Wow.
I think.
I think this might have to be the last episode, Bob.
Solely because
I think we talked about Dreamcatcher after the fact, and you were like, yeah, I was being overly nice. I should have given that a 1.5 instead of a 3.
No. I said
You
I
gave
should
it
have.
a 3.
I should have given it like a 2 or something.
I think did you give it a 2? I think you might have given it a 2.
No, I gave it a 3. I remember specifically,
Oh.
and I said I should have given it a 2 or 2.5. Here's my thing. Now that I've started reading the book, I have a little bit more perspective on why they did the movie the way they did. And first of all, I'm not that far into the book. I'm like 150 pages in. It's 900 pages. I have a ways to go. But just based on what I saw, what I've seen in the book so far, and what I've seen in the movie, I don't think they could have done a better job
Oh, I think they
at
definitely
adapting
could've.
it in a movie format.
I think they definitely could have. 100%. It would have lost a lot from the book, but there's definitely ways they could have done a better movie.
Sure, but I think my problem with Slither is that I think I'm too. It doesn't jive with me the way I want it to.
Yeah, but you just didn't enjoy yourself at all.
It's not that I didn't enjoy myself at all. It didn't hit everything I wanted to. It felt like it was being too serious in a situation where it could have been goofier, and I probably would have enjoyed it more.
Okay.
That's my problem with
You
that movie.
enjoyed Dreamcatcher more?
Mostly because it was.
I was like, I don't know. I'm kind of in the
That's
middle.
why I said I'm in an impasse, because I think they're about the same level, but I think I had more fun with Dreamcatcher.
Okay.
Just because I think the story jives better with my brain.
Sensibilities.
Sensibility. Yeah, I like the weird psychic powers. I like the characters. I think the the swap from Parasite to Alien is really cool. Morgan Freeman's in it, so that's a plus, I guess.
Spoiler episode, isn't it? You know what? Fuck it. It doesn't. need
Well,
to be.
no, if they're listening to this, they listen to all the other ones.
I don't know. You don't necessarily know that.
Well, if you're listening to this, you should know there are going to be spoilers. We're
All
talking
right.
about the whole board.
yeah.
Yeah, so my least favorite is Slither.
My least favorite is Dreamcatcher. I already said that.
Yeah,
That movie was just bad.
Yeah, fair.
And like the flaws stand out more once you know it's an adaptation and you can compare.
Sure, I mean that's fair. There's
I-
something about Slither that doesn't hit home with me that I think would if I had watched it at a younger age.
Fair. That
Like if
does
I had
make
watched that
sense.
movie when I was like 16, probably would have fucking loved
It
it.
makes sense. It is James Gunn, and that man directs Guardians of the Galaxy, which is probably great if you're 16.
That's my problem is if I had been younger when I saw it for the first time, I probably would have liked it way more. But seeing it at this point, I'm just like,
grumpy and.
Yeah, I guess I'm just too old.
All right, I guess that leaves your most favorite from that category, which is Splinter.
Splinter. I mean, that's the only one I have on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it yet. I want to though.
Splinter's pretty good.
It's a great movie. I like it.
Yeah.
The practicals look cool. I like the hands. I like the way they did the practical stuff. I like the story. I like that it's a Siege movie. It's one of the only Siege movies we've really watched.
Yeah.
And it's cool because it adds and also the monster's just sick as fuck. The monster itself adds a layer of scary to that movie that's cool.
Right. Favorite movie overall?
Say, okay. Favorite movie overall. It's hard because The Exorcist is really good. And I like that movie a lot.
This is just on enjoyment, though.
I know. That's what I'm talking about now.
I mean, your choice is what? Splinter?
Splinter, The Exorcist,
It's
Lake Mungo.
Mungo.
We are Mungo is the most fresh in my mind, of course, because we recorded that
Yeah.
the most recently. I think it has to be The Exorcist. I don't think I can. I think because you saw me after we watched that movie. I was giddy.
That's true.
I was because it's so cool. It's so cool. It's cool as shit. And I'm gonna be mad when the new one comes out, but it's cool as shit. I'm gonna buy that 50th anniversary edition that's coming out, by the way.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we're gonna watch it.
Okay. I think my favorite film from the whole board is probably Lake Mungo.
It's really good. It's phenomenal.
It just hits all the boxes for me.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
I'm not a big fan of demonic possession films.
Yeah, that's something you
Like,
you talked about before we started this
don't
one.
really watch them because they're just not my thing. Like they
Fair.
can be good and stuff, but I don't know. I don't find them super interesting, I guess, because I generally know the beats.
Yeah, I
Because
mean,
they're so established because of Exorcist.
yeah,
So I don't know. Seeing something like Lake Mungo that's not only very different from anything else, but also like a fairly unknown film
yeah.
from Australia is
It's so
super
cool.
cool. So I just like watching it. I've seen it a couple times at this point, and it's still pretty great. So that was it for me. Do you have any other questions you kind of want to go over with this board?
Yes.
All right.
I prepared a couple just mayhaps in case we needed them. So I think I asked this question to you last time. There was one movie on this whole board, and you're like, do you have a person you're recommending a movie to, and you can only pick one, and that's the only one they get to watch.
Like if they only get to watch one movie.
One
from
movie.
This whole board?
What are you picking for that person?
It's not for a specific person. It's
No, not
in
just
general.
just a person, just like a friend or somebody, someone you know. Because I'm really curious what your answer to that question is. Because I mean, there's an obvious answer, but I'm curious if you won't give that obvious answer, right?
So here's the question I always have with this: are we saying like, hey, here's one film, you're only allowed to watch this film, you can watch nothing else from this board?
Yep.
Or is it like me saying this is my number one recommendation from this board?
I guess you could. How about both? What's your number one recommendation, and what's a movie that
It's
you?
like if I say you have to watch this film,
Yeah,
it's probably The Exorcist.
That's
that's the most historical,
there it is. Yeah,
and just for like horror history, you should watch it. You
Yeah.
might not necessarily enjoy it as a person, but it is like the most substantial film on this board.
completely fair.
That is not necessarily my recommendation for it because not everyone's going to enjoy The Exorcist. I mean,
Fair.
they're remaking it because some people think they can do better, which tells me that like people don't necessarily
Maybe some people don't like
enjoy
it.
And so for recommendation, I want to hit something that I am pretty sure that most people will like.
Mm-hmm.
So that means my category is completely off the board.
Interesting.
Basically. Because like definitely not Poughkeepsie Tapes.
No, don't show that. That is a disturbing movie.
Probably not like Mungo either. And then the Bay, probably not the Bay is what I meant.
Yeah.
But probably also not like Mungo because while Lake Mungo's really good, it's also super slow.
Yeah, it's
And
fair.
I'm just the style of found footage, but specifically the style of like a documentary is also super weird, and I'm not sure if everyone will like it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think I can consider that, and that just leaves The Exorcist, Emily Rose, Taking of Deborah Logan, Dreamcatcher, Splinter, and Slither.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be The Taking of Deborah Logan.
No, I
think
would
that
not.
Movie's fine.
That movie's fine, and if you're into demonic possession or found footage movies, it's probably a good movie for you.
But not everyone loves found footage.
That's my big point.
It's not going to be Dreamcatcher. That movie's poorly rated overall.
Yeah.
So that just leaves The Exorcism of Emily Rose, The Exorcist,
Splinter.
Splinter, and Slither.
Yeah.
That's a very hard question.
I know what my answer is.
I don't think it's Slither
Mm.
for the same reasons you gave for not liking it.
Yeah.
I think it's fine, but I don't think
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
anything
it's
to write
fine.
home about.
I'm glad we watched it. Like, I'd never seen it. I've heard of it. Like, I was interested in watching it, and I'm glad we did it, but it wasn't phenomenal, It didn't blow my socks off.
Splinter's cool.
Yeah.
but it's not going to be that one because it's heavily reliant on practical effects, which I love, but for some people that's really goofy.
Fair.
And so obviously that just leaves The Exorcist and The Exorcism of Emily Rose. But I think I'm going to go with The Exorcism of Emily Rose.
Interesting. Okay.
Because, like,
I think the bar to buy into that movie is lower than The Exorcist for sure.
the bar to buy in it's low because it's newer.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think it fits in well with new sensibilities of what horror should be.
Yeah.
But it's also not a straight horror movie. It's also,
No.
like, a crime drama.
Yeah, it's a
And
procedural,
you
man.
know what, like, most people in the world like? Procedural crime dramas. There's a
They're
reason
really
there's, like,
popular. A gabillion Law and Orders.
Yeah, or a bajillion NCISs.
Yep.
Criminal Minds was on for forever.
Mm-hmm. People like it.
People like it. And I think having that loosely built into a horror story about demonic possession, it's just a very good way to get a general audience involved.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be, like, kind of my general recommendation for, like, overall. Probably this is the film most people will like.
Interesting.
Versus The Exorcist, if you have to watch only one, go fucking watch that. That's not only very good, but from a perspective of, like, this is just a movie you should watch so you have it as a frame of reference.
Yeah, for sure.
What about you, Bob?
So, I don't know if you're gonna be surprised with it. I think my if I were to recommend, once again, I'm gonna agree with you. If you haven't, The Exorcist is like, if you only watch one, watch The Exorcist.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna rehash that. You have to. As a fan of horror, like you have to do your due diligence and watch the classics. You know.
Yeah.
My recommendation is Splinter because the buy-in is low. It's a monster movie. That's easy.
Yeah, no.
People
super
like
easy.
monster movies. Like that's just we've been making them forever. You know. There's all the classic Universal monster movies.
It's the easiest horror genre to, like, be like, let me just go watch that. It's fun. Whatever.
Exactly. That's my thing. Is
Don't
it's
have to think about it.
super low like barrier for entry for the movie. I think the story
Simple.
solid.
Yeah, I mean,
Simple, solid, makes sense. I like that I think it's an interesting take on the like I said earlier, the Siege movie. I think the monster's fucking sick. And
Oh, yeah.
honestly, I don't know if the practicals are that goofy. Like in that one, the only one I can think of are the hands are maybe a little goofy.
They're not, but it's just that thing where some people, it really, really, really turns them off.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
I don't either.
I love it.
Me too.
But just, I know for a fact that there are people out there where they see one kind of goofy version of the monster and they're like, I can't take the whole film from now on seriously.
Yeah.
And I know that's in there. I know some of the hand movement stuff kind of looks stop motion-y.
Mm-hmm.
There's some bad CGI at the end. And I know for some people, if they see something they don't like that, it can spoil the experience for them. So that's why I didn't choose it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, otherwise I probably would have because it's a pretty basic, bog standard monster movie, but a fun one.
A fun one with a twist, and I think the characters are very relatable and fairly interesting. So yeah, I think my big one is for recommending is Splinter if you're not forced to watch The Exorcist, because that's the problem with putting movies like that on the board is like when we get to the wrap up, it's like okay, like we have to because they're so good.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
But sometimes we'll have multiple of those, so
Mm-hmm. And
it'll
it makes
be
it hard.
a choice between multiple
Mm-hmm.
things as big as The Exorcist.
Yeah,
All right. Anything else to say on this board? Or are we good?
I think we're good.
All right. So that means we get to pick our categories now for the next board. Bob's very excited.
I'm so excited, Ben.
Do you want to tell me what yours is?
My main category. So the way we're gonna do this is we're gonna tell you our main category, and then we'll figure out the random because we don't want to accidentally.
It's a bigger deal if, like, his random is my main category
Yes.
than if my main pick is his random.
Yes. So we have to do our main categories first.
Because I don't know about you, I don't really come up with a backup for my main category besides my randoms.
Yeah,
But
I have
come up with a bunch of randoms.
I have some backups in case I need it, but I think you're gonna like this one. The name of the I'm gonna make you guess the category based on the name because you're gonna laugh. The name of the category is what's his cat's name?
His cat's name?
You can't say it because if you say it, you're gonna die.
Oh my god! Are we doing Lovecraft?
Yeah, man. I want to watch
Woo!
H.P. Lovecraft. I want an H.P. Lovecraft category.
For anyone who's wondering, maybe
Google
look up
it.
Lovecraft's cat's name, but it is a slur.
It's a slur followed by the name by man.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was a black cat too.
Yeah.
That's the reason for the name of the category, which is why I said I don't know if we can use that. It's a little maybe offensive, but it's very funny.
What's his cat's name? That's pretty funny.
All right.
For anyone who doesn't know, Lovecraft is famously a racist.
Very racist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all there is to say
Yeah.
about that.
He's just really
Famously
racist.
a racist. All right. My category. Wild Wild West.
Oh fuck yeah! Oh my god, that's awesome.
Yeah. So
That's so much fun.
specifically, I should clarify. Your movies are based on Lovecraft books,
Yeah,
right?
based on his books.
Not just cosmic horror.
Yeah.
Okay. Mine is specifically things that have the feel of westerns,
Mhm.
but not neo-westerns.
Okay.
Do you know the difference?
So not like Tremors, which is what I would consider Tremors a neo-western.
So not something that's set in the modern day. Something that's set in, the 17 to 1800s kind of feel.
That's so fun.
and generally kind of feels like I could see this in a Wild West movie
They're all.
kind of stuff.
That's so
Yeah,
cool.
That's what we're watching.
I'm so excited.
I know, it's super cool, right?
It's so good. That's such a good category.
For anyone who doesn't know, I picked my category, I think the week we chose our categories last
Yeah,
time.
he picked it right before we started the next board. Oh, you've been sitting with that for fucking 9
Yeah.
weeks, bro?
I have my movies chosen out already.
Oh, that's yes. Oh, this is so exciting. I'm so
Okay.
Oh.
Now we got to do a random.
Okay.
So we're doing randoms a little bit different than last time.
Yep.
And I think this is how we're generally going to do it from now on.
Yeah, I think this makes the most sense.
But we're basically going to make a pool of randoms, and then we're going to use a number generator to grab one of them.
Yep.
So we're going to add on a movie from me and Bob.
Yeah, a category from both of us.
In the future, we might have a category from you guys as the audience. We didn't do that this time just because
Yeah.
we thought we had enough already.
Yeah, we have.
Um,
We just basically took all the ones that we got from before from the other
Yeah.
poll, and are gonna add them back to the pool because they were already recommended.
So what do we have? We had camp movies, cannibal movies, and haunted houses. Was there anything else?
Yes, the list is actually in my notes on my phone,
Okay.
so I will look at it really fast. No, it was like it's saved to my here we go horror podcast recommendations. Oh yeah, so it was just summer camps, cannibals, haunted house. Those are the three we kept from last
Three
time.
remaining. Okay. So, Bob, what is your random?
Cosmic horror. That's why I said they're really close. I don't know which one I
Those
want.
are very close.
My random is cosmic horror
Okay.
because you're detained to Lovecraft for my main category, but with cosmic horror you have more reach.
Yeah, those are just gonna. If we get these on the same board,
It's gonna overlap.
it's gonna be super overlappy.
But that's fine.
It'll be fun.
I think it'll be fun. Yeah.
It'll be very themed though. So
Yeah.
it's not gonna be one of those boards where it feels like we're getting a good mix. It's gonna be very heavy one way,
Yeah.
which has its pluses and it has its negatives.
Yeah.
All right, mine. Let's do some J horror.
I was wondering when you were gonna pick this. I didn't know when you were gonna throw this at me, but that's really
Yeah,
cool. I'm
it's too
excited about
basic
that.
for me to really want to pick it as my own choice.
Mm-hmm. But it'll be fun if we get it,
Yeah.
because we've already seen one piece of J horror. We watched the audition for a special that we did.
Yep, I love
That movie's
J-horror.
great. Are you pulling up a thingy?
Yep.
Okay.
So I did it 1 through 5. I just generated it.
Yeah.
Bob, you can check my thing.
Okay. What'd you get?
Number 5.
Oh, we're doing J horror. Okay. Cool. All right.
Okay.
I'm down. That sounds fun. I really enjoyed the audition. I think that movie's great, and
Yep.
I had a really good time.
I already know the movies that are going in that category. I think
I
one of
can-
them might make Bob cry.
Fuck.
Just putting that out there right now.
goddamn. Oh no.
One of them's really,
Don't
really,
don't
really,
make me
really
cry, please, for the love of God.
The other ones are just scary for Bob, but one of them,
Oh God.
one of them might make Bob cry.
See, here's the thing. I don't know how much of Lovecraft. I know Lovecraft works have been turned into movies. I know a couple of them.
Yeah,
But I don't know which ones you will choose,
the best ones.
and those scare me because the reason I chose Lovecraft as my category is because I've never read Lovecraft. I don't know a lot. I know
He's fun.
I know a bit about his work because Jesse is into Lovecraft. He's read a lot of his stuff. But it interests me. It's something that I've always been interested in that I've never sat down and read. So I feel like watching the movies may entice me to go pick up the books.
Yeah, I mean the thing to know about Lovecraft is he made the genre cosmic horror.
Yeah.
Like there's a reason the term cosmic horror is interchangeable with Lovecraftian horror.
Yeah.
Like they're the same thing. The takeaway to have is that if you ever read his books is that they're very innately linked into things about him. So sometimes there's some vague racism or
Mm.
some very apparent racism in his books.
Yeah.
But there's also references to like drug abuse and stuff like that, or just things that scare him. And so like some of the books are really good, some people have problems with. I think reading him is kind of about, I don't want to say separating yourself from the author,
Yeah.
but that's, it's
Yeah.
kind of just enjoying the good that's there and kind of trying to ignore the bad.
Okay. That's fair.
But with adaptations of Lovecraft, some of them are good movies, some of them are bad movies. I don't know if any of them are like really good adaptations though.
Interesting. Okay. That'll be really fun to
Because-
explore. That's another reason I picked Lovecraft is because I had such a good time with the Dreamcatcher episode. Not the movie itself, but the actual episode of us talking about the books. in the comparisons, and I'm sure you'll draw up something when we go to do Lovecraft.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, how much have you read? Do you, like, off the top of your head?
I've read a couple.
Okay. I was just curious.
I've read some of the books in, like, so the Necronomicon is,
Mm-hmm.
it's a book referenced in Lovecraft.
Yeah.
It's also now a trope in most horror movies.
Mhm.
But the Necronomicon is a collection of his stories that you can buy.
Yeah.
I've read a couple of the bigger ones from there.
Interesting.
Yeah. Shadow of
Alright.
Innsmouth, that one's pretty good.
Oh, yeah, I've not read that one, but I know a general idea of that one.
There's a couple. There's
Yeah.
some really short ones. There's some long ones.
Mm-hmm.
I've read some stuff. I'll probably have to read most of the books I pick.
I mean, but a lot of his stuff isn't that long, right? Like, isn't a lot of it short stories? Or it just depends on what you pick?
It depends. He wrote a lot of like fiction for magazines.
Oh, that's cool.
Most writers that we a lot of the big writers back in the day, that's how they wrote. Edgar Rice Burroughs, another big author from that time period, did magazine writing. He's the guy who did Tarzan.
Oh, okay.
And it leads to a certain style that's hard to talk about unless you read it, but it's distinctly inspired by that, I guess.
Sure, yeah,
magazine.
that makes sense.
Anyways, that's all we got, though. So,
Yeah, I'm so excited to see what the fuck you pick for westerns.
Oh, by the way, for the name of this board,
Oh,
we
yeah,
just-
we should come up with a name.
can we just call it Yippee-Ki-Yay?
I-
It's so general, but it works.
Does it?
Yeah, it's a Western thing, but it's also just like,
A
It's-
general statement?
yeah, it's like a exclamation.
I'm trying to come up with a good category name before we end the show, or end the episode. Lassos, tentacles. We have to come up with one. Think hard, man.
I already gave my suggestion.
God damn it. Yippee-ki-yay is fine if it was more Western.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
That adds a little bit. I don't know.
Maybe we'll figure it out next week.
I just wanted to come up with one before we end the episode. But
Until then,
I guess that's it. I guess we'll see you all next week. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the outtake section for this wrap-up episode of Beware the Board. If you're unaware of how we do the outtakes for this episode, because there was no movie, basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through, I'm going to gather up and show you my favorite outtake from every single movie we watch this board. So it's going to be one outtake per movie. It's all going to be my favorite. I hope you enjoy. Outtake number 1. The Bay. Oh! Oh no! Oh my God! Oh my God! No, Ben! Ooh. Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh, this movie's.
I'm gonna be honest. When I chose this movie, I kind of forgot how bad it was gonna be, and then once I chose it, I was like, "Oh yeah,
This truck's loose in the air. Oh,
I think it's Al Qaeda."
you can tell this movie came out in 2012.
Oh yeah? Did you hear the person speaking? I hear a lot of information about flu shots and vaccines. Bob's still trying to calm down.
Outtake number 2. The Exorcist.
I mean, that sounds like rats, right?
Don't. No. What are you?
She's opening it.
I hate people in these fucking movies sometimes. If I heard that, you would never see me opening that.
It's just rats, Bob.
It's not rats, Benjamin.
It's definitely okay. Raccoons, maybe.
Raccoons, likely.
It's raccoons with the
That was a good joke.
with the belt. I couldn't hear him.
And this bitch is. You don't have a flashlight in your house?
Nah, she's fancy. She got candles.
She's fancy. I think if you're fancy, you would have a fucking flashlight.
She's not like super fancy. Yeah,
That's untrue.
it's called a torch, an electric torch. See, she's not super fancy because she doesn't have a candelabra.
She would have a whole, but she has a whole ass candlestick.
Yeah, which is one level of fancy.
Oh.
You have multiple of those.
She's not
together.
William Fancy Son.
Yeah.
She's just William.
She ain't even Mantis Toboggan.
Did you say Mantis Toboggan?
Yeah.
Okay. MD, medical doctor, of course.
It's a doctor of oncology.
Is that? I can't remember if that's what it was or not.
No,
I think
but
you're
that's
right.
still easy enough for it.
I think you might be correct in saying that, actually.
it's a virus.
I haven't seen an episode with Mantis Toboggan in it in a while.
They haven't used the joke in a while because Danny DeVito's dying slowly
Shut up, man. Don't say that.
of age.
You're slowly dying of age, too.
Yeah. And
You're right. Jesus, fuck. No rats. That was cool. That was a cool effect.
And they did it live.
I don't know, probably
So
just hairspray or something.
It
I
could
don't
have
know.
burnt her.
Very cool scene. Outtake number 3. The Poughkeepsie tapes.
Oh no, no. Oh, I would like to not see that.
What the fuck are we watching?
Dude, that's gonna be my fucking nightmares. Holy fuck.
What is wrong with whoever?
Oh, dude,
I can't deal with this.
I physically cannot look at that because I will have nightmares.
Abby, look at the film.
What'd you say?
It's almost over. Look.
Oh god.
What the fuck, man?
See, look, he's gone.
Ah!
Oh, he had a. Oh,
Oh,
I like
no.
the second mask underneath. What a nice touch.
Oh no.
Oh, shit!
Oh,
no!
no.
Ben, I swear to fucking God! God, no!
Fuck.
No!
No. I'm not looking.
No!
I'm not looking.
Come
I'm
on!
looking.
I fucking.
Can someone tell me when it's done,
Abby,
please? I'm not looking. I don't want to see it. Oh my god.
I fucking hate you, Ben.
Please tell me when it's done.
It's over, Abby.
That was so fucked up. That was so much worse than wanting.
Did he just?
He stuck him into her neck, and the blood was pouring out of her mouth.
Oh.
But she was trying to breathe, so she was like inhaling the tape.
Outtake number 4. Splinter. Oh, she's about to get fucking annihilated, bro.
No.
Oh! Oh, it's already on her. Oh, there she. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh. Oh my Jesus Christ. Oh!
You got a really ladylike scream there at the end.
Oh!
He did have a very good man.
That fucking thing just ripped that cop in half. Oh my god. Outtake number 5. The Exorcism of Emily Rose. You know what? I close. Really shine. Ooh, it just got darker in here. What'd you do?
I turned off the home screen. And also, you close your eyes.
I mean, yeah, I knew I closed my eyes, fucker.
I thought that was the joke you were making.
Absolutely not. I was genuinely wondering what you were up to.
All right. Yeah, that's what movie we're watching.
Why
On
is
a
it dark in
moment.
here? You closed your eyes.
I
God
thought that
damn
was the
it.
joke you were making, and I wasn't gonna react. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna.
Ben, hit the lap thing, please. I can't see. Thank you. Outtake number 6. The Taking of Deborah Logan. Oh, that's nice.
Do you want to see the cover?
Is it? Can I see it? Like, is it gonna spoil something, or are you calling legal?
It's
It's up to you.
it's legal. It's not
All
gonna
right.
spoil
Should I open my
anything.
eyes?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh no 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 no! I'm telling you right now, I don't like old women. I don't like old people. Old people in movies are fucking scary. This is not gonna be good, Ben. I'm telling you right goddamn now. I'm going to shit my pants.
You'll be fine.
I'm also a little drunk off one beer.
Well, look, it's
'Cause
unrated.
I don't drink. What?
Well, have you eaten anything today?
I had some McDonald's earlier.
Oh. Well, that helps.
It has helped.
I was like, I haven't eaten today.
You know, you've had a beer?
I had a beer.
I almost.
I
I
just
should
ate a
have asked you
granola
if you
bar.
had breakfast yet, because I was gonna get something for you, but I didn't text you. I forgot.
All right. Close your eyes again, just in case.
Oh. This movie, Ben.
Did you not realize it was about old ladies?
No,
when
I know
said
it's about old ladies, but I
Alzheimer's?
didn't. I was hoping the old lady wasn't the possessed one.
Obviously, the old lady is the
I
possessed
know,
one.
but I was hoping.
It's called The Taking of Deborah Logan. Oh, by the way, you can open your eyes now. It's playing.
Oh shit!
Oh my god, the remote's not working. Stop panicking.
I'm scared. I don't. This is not an express fear that I've talked about on this podcast. I'm genuinely so scared of old people. Like, I think they're so creepy, dude.
All right, closed captioning.
The
should be
following
on.
film includes a partly edited medical documentary, outtakes, and surveillance footage from the scenes of the crime. The crime? Outtake number 7. Dreamcatcher. I was hoping we could have more kid stuff. I like them more as children.
You don't like them as disheartened adults?
No, it makes me sad.
What about the scene where one of them tried to shoot himself?
Yeah. Relatable content.
I'm clipping that.
No. I'm not going to clip
You
it.
don't have to put it in, but I think it's a funny.
Yeah, that's fair. Outtake number 8. Slither. Oh! Oh my god. What in the fuck? Dude.
You ever seen Willy Wonka?
That. This is. That's so. That's so gross.
It's fine, Bob.
It's so gross, dude.
It's not that gross.
No.
It's pretty funny. She looks like a really, really big zit.
Oh god, that's disgusting, Benjamin.
Like a hair.
Like no, that's so fucking gross. Like actually.
do you mind handing me possum over there?
Oh. Yeah, me too, man. Me and Jack got the same idea. This is like
She's fine.
genuinely really
Bob.
gross.
She just looks like a pimple with some red hair on it.
Shut up. Oh my god. This is so gross, man. Like actually, oh god, it's ripping. Oh, and fucking Grant's outside. Oh, this just got so much worse. Oh my god, Benjamin. Oh, they look like little turds.
Except red. I think they look like slugs.
Yeah, they do. Oh my god, that was fucking disgusting.
Can't believe Fat Lady made you almost vomit.
Really?
Bob hates fat people.
Shut up. Well, at least this is really taking a turn. Because I was kind of happy that it was one creature, but now it's a bunch of creatures, and they're really grody. Outtake number 9. Lake Mungo. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the outtake section for this episode of Beware the Board. I hope you're enjoying our review of Lake Mungo so far. I had a blast with this movie. I think it's so freaking cool. Without further ado, let's get into the first outtake. This actually came to us from before the movie. Ben decided to be very, very funny to push my buttons, and I just so happened to get it on recording.
Should you check your mic?
That's what I'm doing. What? Don't fucking.
Oh, sorry. I gotta get into my
You hoe bag. It works.
my podcast mindset, which
No,
a lot
please
of my
don't.
podcast mindset is just poking Bob's buttons.
It is. And it's like,
But it makes good content.
it makes good content, but it makes it when you do it at work so much worse because I'm like, oh, we're not on the show. I could be mad about this. I'm like, I'm allowed to be angry if I wish, but I'm like, no, I won't be.
You can get angry on the podcast.
No. I would.
I
Listen,
think that makes it funnier.
I have held my rage in for a very long time, and I will not unleash it until I'm ready. Are you gonna fucking clap us in?
3, 2, 1.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of Beware the Board, a horror podcast where we randomly swat.
where we randomly watch a new horror episode every week.
A new horror episode?
Yeah. There's horrifying episodes. Look at this. Look at our opening.
Look at what just happened. Look at how bad I fumbled that one. Jesus fuck.